Kwa majina naitwa Wabuya. Nafikiri mpaka sasa hilo jina limekuwa household kuhusiana na kesi ya aliyepotea ambaye sasa hata hatujui aliko, Brian Odhiambo. Leo tumekuwa hapa mahakamani. Tulikuwa jinsi tulivyokuwa tumeagizwa hapo awali kwamba tuje mahakamani saa 5:30 kuchukua maelekezo kutoka kwa mahakama. Ingawa tumekuwa tukijiandaa ili tufike mahakamani wakati huo, mawakili wengi wenzetu, mimi mmoja wapo, tulikuwa katika mahakama zingine na tulikuwa tunajua kwamba uamuzi ama maelekezo yangetolewa hapo saa 5:30. Ndugu yangu ambaye alikuwa amefika mahakamani hapo awali mbele yetu alitujulisha kwamba mahakama ilikuwa tayari kutoa uamuzi. Hiyo ilikuwa hapo saa 4. Tukamweleza kwamba ingekuwa bora aeleze mahakama kwamba mawakili watakuja kulingana na jinsi mahakama ilikuwa imeagiza saa 5:30, na kwa hivyo ile file iwekwe kando hadi saa 5:30 ambapo wote tutakuwa tumefika mahakamani na tuchukue maelezo ya mahakama. Lakini ni kama ombi letu la kuja mahakamani saa 5:30 mahakama ilivyokuwa imeagiza halikufaulu, na kwa hivyo mahakama ikatoa uamuzi kuhusu kesi ile ya Brian wakati mawakili wanaowakilisha. I want to say this categorically. Those of us, I was leading this matter, had requested that the file be placed aside so that I be in court myself, even with my clients, so that then we could take the ruling. Although a colleague of mine who was there had to anyway hold my brief even when I was away. I've had to come to court now. I made an inquiry about that ruling. The court told me a colleague held my brief and it has already delivered its ruling. I've heard what my colleague who was there holding my brief said. He said the court ruled that it is persuaded that the DCIO Nakuru East Sub-County and the in charge KWS do not know where Brian is, and therefore they are unable to produce him. Well, that is all the information I have in respect to that ruling. Of course, I would have wanted to have a look at it and then be able to advise my clients accordingly. Be that as it may, on the preliminaries, this is what I would have to say. Number one, as the mood is and the instructions I have received from my clients is that we are not satisfied with that decision.
Yes.
We are not satisfied with that decision. May it go on record. My clients are not satisfied with the decision of the court in finding that the KWS in charge and the DCIO Nakuru East do not have Brian and therefore can't produce him. My clients believe there is overwhelming evidence, the evidence of eyewitnesses, that Brian is in the hands of the KWS officers and that they have either way to produce him.
Yes.
And so instantly my instructions are fourfold. Number one, we may consider to move the court to review its decision. Number two, if that decision for that route for review is not so good for us, we'll consider an urgent appeal. We are also considering going for an inquest to the forced disappearance of Brian. We'd also move to see whether the family of Brian can get compensation, although we know that no compensation would really assuage their anger, their grief at this point in time. But we are going to move with the speed. In fact, from now on, after we are done here, moving with a team of lawyers, we are going to sit down and have our court papers ready. Tomorrow or the day after, everything should be ready for filing, because nothing is as urgent as life of Brian now.
Yes.
We must actually know where Brian is, and if we do not know, we must have an explanation as to the whereabouts of Brian. That is the position for now. I have wanted to still appeal for calm, but noting that this is really an emotive issue, I would understand the reaction of Mama Brian, the wife, and the friends, and even the children of Brian. Even as we get involved in this task, I would appeal to those who are in the decision-making organs, those who are tasked with making, decisions in these things. We had indicated to the court at first, even as we filed this petition, that this is a matter that has attracted immense public interest. Even as we say this is not in any way to blackmail anyone to make a decision in a particular way or another. But we wish those who have been tasked with the responsibility of making such decisions to be alive to the fact that some matters as this attract immense public interest and emotions. And they should therefore, as they tap mercy with justice, emotion too would inform how they make their decisions. I also wish to urge our friends, I'm calling them friends because that is what they should be. They should actually act with utmost restraint. I'm no politician, but I would say this with a clear mind. Police belong to the people. We have seen not so good a picture a few minutes ago. It would appear that it's the police sometimes who incite the public to unrest.
Yes.
We would say this, our friends. We live in a country that we deserve each other. Okay? Ultimately, the police are our neighbors. They are our brothers. They are our sisters. They are our friends. We still urge them. We'll continue urging them. At the end of the day, when you no longer have a pay slip, you'll come back home. It is us who will receive you. At the end of the day, when things go south for you, you'll come back to the community. I'll say this from the deepest part of my heart. I expect that our brothers, even as they exercise their mandates, they do so with a lot of restraint. You do not have to harass a woman who's already grieving. She does not deserve such kind of treatment. You do not have to harass a wife who's mourning. She deserves better than that. Can we treat each other as human beings first? One, I appreciate the emotions that these matters elicited. That's number one. But our country is a country of laws. Very well. And so even as we pursue the issue of Brian, I'm not the lawyer who would advise us to go extra legal. I do not know whether I'm making sense. But I would not be the one who will tell us to take the law into our hands. Even the devil deserves their day in court. The devil deserves a chance at the seat of justice. Can we all have faith? I'm still appealing to you. Can we have faith in the judicial process? It may not have happened today. We often say the wheels of justice grind, albeit slowly sometimes. But at the end of the day, they grind anyway towards justice. We have here at the High Court, we have all the way to the Supreme Court if we have to get there. You get me? She indicates we could even go to the ICC. We have all those channels. Why can't we pursue them? But we also appreciate the pressure you're putting as a community and as the media. We must have an accountable police service. We appreciate the pressure you're putting. We must have an accountable police service. We honestly don't understand what the hurry was about.
Exactly.
We do not understand why the good judge was in a hurry. I wouldn't cast aspersions. It was only courteous of us to request that the ruling be delivered in our presence. For some reason, I wouldn't know if the judge was pressed of time because he had other matters to really address, but I wouldn't have an excuse for him. In our view, it should have been better if the ruling were delivered in our presence and in the presence of our clients, so they understand the reasoning of the court. As per the time that the court had indicated. Why it would deliver a ruling earlier than that and then just say you'll get the ruling on the CTS, all that, it puts counsel and all of us at an awkward position. Now I have to wait until I have the ruling so that I can advise my clients. It's a little disconcerting. And it was, in my view, a little low. It was a little low.
As counsel has indicated, we are extremely disappointed by the decision of the court. It is our firm belief that there's been a grave miscarriage of justice, and we have set a very bad precedence with this particular decision. What it means is that police can come and arrest me today and even confirm to the court that they arrested me and do what they want to do, and then tomorrow go to court and say, I ran away, and the court will side with the police and say, yes, there is no evidence that they had me. This is an extremely bad precedence. That's why we have insisted to the council to make sure that they appeal this decision, because what it does is encourage impunity in the security agencies of this country. It is basically telling them, you do what you want to do, arrest, and whatever you want to do, just do it. But when you are brought to court, you can simply say the suspect ran away, and the court will side with you, and they will say, yes, there is no evidence that you have them. So we are extremely disappointed. As I said, it's a grave miscarriage of justice, and the search for Brian continues. We are not giving up. Brayo lazima tumpate, dead or alive. Hapo lazima tuambie. We are not giving up. Hatutawacha, tutafuata every legal means there is until we confirm mahali Brayo yuko ama mwili wake. Thank you.